This broadcast has been brought to you by friends and partners of Alfano Ministries International. Thank you for partnering with us today. All right, I think we're live.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody. Well, this is Marc Alfano, the host of our brand new podcast, Go Yee, the Go Yee Podcast. What does that mean? Like, go ye, therefore, into all the world, preach the gospel to every living creature. And as we went over on episode number 1 with Christina and I, we talked a little bit about what we're doing. And today I'm going to come on here to give you a little bit of an update. And I'm here with my son, the one and only Gianni Alfano. How you doing, Gianni?
I'm good.
Good. So what we're going to talk about a little bit is about, kind of what we've been up to, like today we spent most of our day just doing more prep work and getting ready for the move. And we went and got a new storage unit. It's nice, indoor, so we can store some of our things while we wait for our house to sell. We went through more of our stuff. We were giving things away. Just the other day, we figured out somebody who could take my bedroom set and my freezer and a bunch of our porch furniture. So we're just basically sowing a bunch of seed everywhere, giving things away. Man, that glare in my glasses is rough. I'll take that off. Giving things away. Now, if somebody starts talking on here, then I'm going to need to put my glasses back on, right?
Yeah.
Now, so a lot of times people, Johnny, ask me, Johnny, they say, what does Gianni think about all this moving stuff?
Well, like at first, it was like we just got here, so why would we move? But when we think about it for a little bit, like it's gonna be beneficial, and we're probably gonna come back eventually after a little bit, and maybe it'll be better than what it is now.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, like Gianni said, like we just got here, meaning like to this house. So like that doesn't mean like we just got to Florida, because we've been in Florida for 8 years. 8 years. So like Gianni, you're getting ready to turn 12, which means you were 4 years old whenever we moved here from Pennsylvania. So do you remember much about living in Pennsylvania?
It's the place that I grew up at as from 4 was our grandma's house, and they're like in the middle of nowhere, so.
Yeah, so he remembers grandma's house, and so we got some chats coming up here.
That's from the studio.
Oh, that's the studio chat.
Yeah, you can't. Okay. Look. Go there, press
this?
Yeah. Yes.
Johnny's helped me. Exit out.
And then press the
live stream chat. Hey, my boys. There's mommy. Well, and I think the studio chats, if we chat like amongst other people in the studio.
Yeah, but we don't really have a studio. So.
Yeah. So anyways, this summer we are going to be heading out and to Europe. Now, you were in Europe last year. What did you think of Europe?
Europe was great. It's very crazy how normally in the United States, like there's countries that are the size of a state, but they're all totally different. So like for us, if we were in like Alabama,
right,
and we went to Texas, very similar. But when you're in Europe, you go from London, which is like a totally different thing, and then like go a little bit down to Spain, which that's what most people from London do. They start and they for like a holiday they'll go to Spain.
Yeah.
And then it's like a totally different thing. So it's like everything's so close together, yet they're so different.
Or for example, like flying from Pisa to Paris. I mean, that's like such a short flight, and Italy and France are pretty close. But yet when you go, it's like night and day.
And like also same thing as there, they have Monaco, which is literally like right in France, and it's next to Italy. So that's 3 countries all right next to each other.
Yeah.
And then go across the other side of Italy, you got Germany.
Yeah, and Switzerland. And Hungary is over there. And so, what was your favorite country to visit last year? What do you think?
Well, France is really nice. We were there during the Olympics, so it's probably a lot cleaner than it is normally.
Yeah, they had just set up for the Olympics, actually. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I agree. It was super clean.
But we only stayed there for 3 days
Okay.
because we had to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
But besides that, for overall, Italy was great. But I think the best place in Italy was not Bologna, Modena.
Modena. All right. Hear that, Pastor Mateo? It's his favorite place. You like being with Pastor Mateo?
Yes.
Yeah, the guys are awesome
Family.
there. It's family. There you go. It's family.
And also the best part about there is that you got the Italian like lifestyle, but without all the crowds. I mean, the only people there are the locals.
Yeah. And then I was back there in February, and I went to a town called Parma, which we actually didn't get to go to this summer, but I want to take Gianni back there and Christina back there because Parma was really cool too. Because it's really neat, the look of it. You know what I mean?
Well, we kind of went there last year because we went to that little mountain with
in
horse.
Parma, right? Yeah.
That was in Parma. Didn't really get to see Parma.
Yeah, we didn't get to like the city center of Parma. So we were up and we were going to go there, but then we ran out of time. But we went and ate a horse instead because we were so hungry. We could actually. That's the best part.
And it's raw.
It was raw, yeah. So tell me about like the best place for food when you travel. What do you like? What do you like to eat?
What's funny is that whenever we were in Ireland, we ate Italian food.
Yeah.
Italy, we ate Italian food.
We ate Italian food.
French, we had
like American food.
Yeah, pretty much. They had like burgers, and then like they were playing like Michael Jackson.
So we had burgers and fries.
You'd think they'd be like, "Oh, Sunday," but it's just like Billie Jean.
Yeah. So let's talk about a funny story, right? So we were in Paris. Okay, we had just finished looking at the Arc de Triomphe. Right?
The most French place you can go to.
And so we're hungry, and we had already eaten at this little cafe, right?
Cafe in the morning.
And so we said, hey, let's go back to that place, and we'll eat dinner there, right? So we went in, and Gianni decides to order a hamburger.
There wasn't really much on the menu.
Okay, but how did you order your burger?
I said, So I said, okay, I'll just have a cheeseburger. That's it. I just want a cheeseburger.
He said, I want a hamburger plain.
Plain.
Just cheese.
Just cheese. I just want cheese. And I don't want any of this extra crap. I just want a cheeseburger.
Yeah, right.
And then
so anyway, here comes this beautiful burger.
It's perfect.
I mean,
I'm like, it's like cooked to perfection. It's like perfect. And little did I know, I took a bite, and there was a one slice of cheese.
That was
between two pieces. It was like real cheese.
It was like real cheese.
I like they're really literal. I asked for I asked for a cheeseburger, just cheese, and they give me a slice of Kraft cheese.
It might not have been Kraft.
Well,
we're in
a slice
Paris.
of cheese.
Okay, it was some really good French cheese. Let's put it that way.
And then we ask for it again, and then they give us this burger, which is like
raw.
Raw.
Because the kitchen had already closed.
Yeah.
And then they want to bring us champagne.
So.
Because mommy prayed for the waitress and led her to the Lord.
Yeah.
And so she was like all excited. And she's like, I want to bring champagne. And we said, oh, no, we don't drink. And so, and if you drink out there, you probably should stop, right? But anyway, so we were like, hey, you know what? Just because you're in France doesn't mean you have to drink the wine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And another funny story, but that was here. It was in Florida. We were eating dinner somewhere. And after when I had this thing, it was terrible. So I just asked the waitress, yeah, can I have a refund?
Yeah, he said, can you just take that off my check?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, do you want something else? He said, no.
I just want the money back.
Yeah, which is smart. You know what I mean? Most of us would be like, yeah, sure, just whatever. But Gianni, he gets right to the point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so how about the food in Italy? What do you think of that? Was that any good?
Top notch. And what's funny is that I never had spaghetti and meatballs there.
No.
No.
And the region we were in, obviously in the north, is different from where our family's from because we're from southern Italy, which Gianni hasn't been there yet. But this summer we're gonna visit Calabria, and I plan on taking him up to the hometown where my great grandfather was born. So we're gonna go see Spezzano, and we're gonna drive around up there in the mountains. And there you'll get more of like the food that we're used to, like the red sauces and stuff. So a lot of like a lot of Italian American restaurants here in the U.S. are more Southern Italian, or they're like Sicilian. But when you're in the northern Italian parts, like where we were in Modena, they're famous for what? Prosciutto, balsamic, the cheese, Parmesan cheese. You know?
Parmesan. The Parmesan factory was like a drive away from where we were staying there.
It was right there.
And we went there. It's, if you've seen pictures of the inside of it, it's really awesome.
Yeah. What's he saying? Look at that. He's speeding. Then remember from Faith for Life. There you go. There's Gianni. Say hi.
Hello.
So look, spaghetti and meatballs, can't go wrong. At it's 8:18, so you're actually eating it at where you're at. It's 9:18 here, but where they're at in Houston, it's 8:18. So that means they're eating it Italian style, which Italians like to eat dinner around this time of night. So way to go, guys.
So one thing that's really that was really good in Modena, which is like there's like all we ate there for pasta wise.
Yeah.
Was tortellini.
And they were unreal.
And they were like melt in your mouth good.
So good. And we made them here in Florida.
Yeah, the people from there came to here, and then I get to help them make it.
Yeah.
And it was really good.
And we had a bunch, and then the freezer went dead during the hurricane, and so unfortunately we lost it, which was very sad. We ate a bunch of it though beforehand, but you know. That's a good life lesson, though. You know, you don't put things off for later whenever they could be enjoyed today. A lot of times we store things and we say, oh, we could have this at a later time. But guess what? You may never get a later time, right? Are you looking at something?
Same with chat.
Hey. So anyways, that's my point, right? So like you could put things off in life. You could say, oh, I'm going to save this for another time, maybe whenever I'm older. Like for example, right now we're cleaning up our stuff, right? And I have things that whenever I was younger, I thought, well, this is going to be worth a lot of money one day. You know, like Beanie Babies. We talked about this on the last one, you know, and all these collectible things that like as a young person, I was like, man, this is going to be worth a lot of money. But guess what? It wasn't. You know what is worth a lot of money though, guys? You know what's worth a lot of money?
What?
Gold, silver, precious metals. And the Bible talks about that. Like you don't lay up your treasure. We lay up our treasure in heaven where moth and rust won't destroy it, right? So we think, oh, this Beanie Baby or this Cabbage Patch doll or this whatever, it could be a Pokemon card, is going to be worth $100,000 whenever I get older. In fact, right here next to me, this is crazy. I've held on to, this is the original iPod. I was going through my stuff and I found this old, and it actually works.
Yeah, you know, while you're talking, I'm gonna see how much this is pretty what it's gonna be, just to see.
Okay, so but you know, you hang on to these things, right? And then I'm like, oh, maybe one day that original iPod or that original iPod, whatever it is, iPod, is gonna be worth a bunch of money. But guess what? It's worth absolutely nothing, right? So you keep, well, maybe this one is because it's loaded full of really good music, but
it's $130.
So yeah, so it held some value, $130. I got to find the wire though to plug it in. I think the plug for it's this massive. Yeah, they got it right here. I mean, just check this out, guys. Like you got this tiny little iPod, and then it hooks to this plug. Look at this thing.
Oh my gosh!
Isn't that crazy?
Like the charger for a computer isn't that big.
Feel that thing.
Oh my gosh!
It weighs like 30 pounds.
I can work out with that thing.
You know what I mean? And so this just is to convert the power, but the iPod itself is this little tiny thing. But you know what? It holds like millions of songs.
Yeah, like
better than CDs.
Whenever it was charged, I looked through it, and there was it was like from A to Z. There was like.
Well, in fact, another thing we collected was like CDs, right? And I have a ton of CDs. Guess what a CD's worth? They're worth like 16 cents, not even. I wish it was $1 because I would have had like $400. But instead, I got so tired of it, I just went to the local library and I gave it to them. Just gone, give it to them. But guess what? I just remembered all my songs are still in here, so I could still listen to all of them. Isn't that amazing? Guys, that's the world we live in. Everything keeps moving forward, right? So in life, we can't stay backwards. Right? We got to move forward. And that's really what the Lord told us to do in this move is he said, listen, you can stay in your comfort zone. You can be there and say like, what's he say?
It's Hey,
Hi, Aunt Missy.
it says.
Hey. Christine. No cross-talking on the show, all right? But anyways, so if you think about it, like we can stay in a rut, right? We can stay in with what worked yesterday. Yeah, here's an observation that I made. Okay, when we were in Italy. I said that it's funny how I think I told Pastor Matteo this. I said, I think the Italian Americans in America are actually more Italian than the Italians in Italy.
It's funny because I in the Matteo's son.
Yeah. Which one? You don't remember?
The one that's buff now.
The one that's buff now. Okay. All right. You can't remember.
Yes. Josiah.
Josiah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
He's buff now.
Like whenever he wants to move to like
He wants to come to America.
Here. And I'm like, no, you don't.
Yeah. He wants to come to America, wants to play baseball, wants to drive a pickup truck.
Which is the most American thing you can do.
Yeah. He wants to eat apple pie and all that kind of stuff.
He wants to go to McDonald's.
And what do we want to do?
We want to go to Italy.
We want to play a mandolin and an accordion. We like Frank Sinatra and Michael Bublé. Yeah, we want and we want to dress like Italians and act like Italians, right? Because to me, it's like the grass is always greener on the other side, right? You want what other people have, and they want what you have. But in reality, why don't we just stay in our lane and say, hey, listen, this is what God called us to. And we can go, we can travel, and we can see some pretty cool stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. And but the only reason why people move to America now, well, back then, was because of the freedom, which now that's everywhere except for North Korea. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's not free in some places, but North Korea is not free, that's for sure. But and plus, like there is a certain amount of freedom. Obviously, we live in the greatest country on the planet, America, and we're not knocking it. We love our country. We're very patriotic. In fact, look, we have that red and white hat right there. Yeah. So this.
I can't reach it.
You could go around the other way.
Okay.
Yeah, all right, there you go. So he's gonna go around and grab this thing off my shelf. So yeah, so we do believe in America.
And just so you know, Donald Trump, we love America.
We make America great again, yeah. And so Donald Trump, if you're watching this show, we're definitely behind you. That's huge.
You're what you have done for this country is huge. It was very huge. It's a beautiful country. Honestly, Mrs. Trump. I know a guy in Chongqing who has the same voice as you.
Really?
Yes. They did an impression of you. And I think you were disguised that day.
So anyways, we love our country, but we also love to travel. And so, hey, listen, ministry doesn't have to be boring, right? Ministry, and you've been out, you do soul winning in the streets. And where do you normally go to soul win when you go soul winning?
Well, mostly the mall, but I mean, if you're like young like me and you're like by yourself, do not do it in the street.
Don't go in the street.
Yes.
So let me ask you a question. How many people do you think you've won to the Lord? Do you have any clue? Would you say it's more than 100? I
think so, but I mean, I have the Souls Tracker app.
Yeah, but we just started.
We started on that, and I can't recall them.
I mean, he's got a lot. Because, I mean, every time you go to the mall, you get like
10.
At least 5 or 10, right?
10,
so
yeah.
10.
And then we did that for like 6 years?
Yeah, so, I mean, let's say you did 10 a month. That's 120 a year times 6. I mean, you're looking pretty good. You might be at 1,000 souls.
I might be. I have to put that in.
Yeah, you have to put that in. So you just put 1,000. But either way, I mean, most kids your age have never won anybody to the Lord.
Like, we were in Texas.
Yeah, they're on here.
Yeah, and like the Faith for Life church, and it was funny because like I felt it's like nobody there knew how to.
Well, some did. Some did.
Like most, like the kids.
The kids, oh yeah, of course.
And like it was.
What did you say?
It's just you went so smart.
Yeah, that's right. So, anyways, tell them what happened. So you got to preach to the kids.
Every night.
Every night. So you taught the kids, and we taught the soul winning class in the Saturday morning, and we took them out in the streets, and there was one little girl there selling lemonade, and I think she got saved 6 times.
Yeah, because I was looking at the app, and I was looking at that area where where I prayed for her, and then I was like, oh look, there's 5 people, the exact same,
Same girl.
spot, and it's like a present. Mine's like 5 people.
It was like a
It's like,
spoke.
and then probably she's under like, wow,
She's
how many
like,
people are the same thing today?
this girl's like, man, I never been saved my life until today. and
Now I gotta say it 10 times.
And she made a bunch of sales though. That's
Oh
good.
yeah, yes. Like she was doing this 3D printer thing, which we have a 3D printer, but
We do, and it's for
stinks.
sale if you want one. We
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
$150. Make me an offer. You come pick it up here. Hey, look, if you want to buy anything you see, it's all for sale, and you can buy my shelf behind me.
Except for stuff like this on the shelf, or
Well,
like
I mean,
that.
I don't know. You make me the right price, I'll give it to you.
It's
House is for sale. So, like, if you want to move to Riverview, be close to the River Church, great spot. You like my neighborhood?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a beautiful pond.
It's very nice. It's a very nice neighborhood.
We won't say anything bad about it.
Yes, we won't.
Okay, good. Nice neighborhood.
Nice neighborhood.
Yeah, very nice.
It looks like the average like suburban home, except it's like a little bit more modern.
Yeah.
It got a nice lake.
We have beautiful too.
And
we have a pond and a lake.
It's right. It's like not too far away from Tampa. It's close to Disney.
Yes.
Perfect.
Very close to the beach.
Mm-hmm. We can drive down. Boom, you got.
I mean, literally,
nice
you could go to the beach every day of the week. We're only probably about an hour to a really nice beach, 45 minutes maybe. We could go to some lesser, nicer beaches.
Yeah.
But we like Disney, and so some of the things we've done here in Florida. We've been here 8 years. We love it. Mm-hmm. Gianni's basically come up in the River Church. He started in River Bears.
I started in River Bears, and then now I'm like about to leave River Kids.
So he's gone all the way through River Bears and into River Kids.
And what's funny is I'm not even gonna experience River Youth.
And well, no, we don't know. You might come back for Youth Week and stuff like that.
Well, it's just like the actual experience because I've seen it. It looks really fun.
Yeah.
But I'm not quite there.
Okay, so that could be like a little bit, sad for you, but that's okay. We talked to Pastor Allen. He's excited for you, right? What did he tell you? He said you're ready. Mm-hmm. He said, you're ready, so you got to go out and run. And so the beauty of the River Church is it's here. You know what I mean? This is like what we consider like your home. Yeah. And so it's always a good place. Like, obviously, Pennsylvania is my home because that's where I lived for like 40 years or 30, almost 40 years, 41 years I lived there. And so I've only lived here for 8 years. So to me, like, to go visit grandma up in Pennsylvania is nice because it's back to my house. You know what I mean? So when we visit here, it'll be like coming to your house.
What's crazy is the fact that you've been here for the same time as I, but since you're older and you've been there longer, this is not as big of a thing as
it is for
me.
You, of course.
Because pretty much besides like the time I was there for 4 years and then being here for pretty much the most of my life.
That's your life, yeah. So it's like 2/3 of your life is basically here. You know what I mean?
Most of my friends are now there because some of them have pretty much moved here.
Yeah, some of your friends have actually moved here.
And then we're gonna move back, and we're gonna move to where we are.
Maybe, who knows?
Really, that'd be funny.
Yeah. So, anyways, let's talk real quick about the ministry stuff. Obviously, we went through. Let's finish up with you here. So we did River Bears, River Kids with Pastor Jordan. What do you think about River Kids? Was it a pretty amazing experience for you? Or?
It's very different from because all the places I have went to and
you visited, yeah.
It's a very different thing because there's stuff that there's different stuff which the people at the river don't understand and they don't really appreciate that stuff.
Oh yeah, like what?
Like, for example, like, we were in this one church in, I think it was somewhere in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And whenever we were there, like, it's pretty much like a babysitting. They don't really give you the full thing. Like, you go there, they say a couple things, and they put in like a little like story time thing. They don't really preach to you. In the river, they train you up to be a kid
warrior.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like really direct. Like right now, I'm in this group called Arise, which is supposed to be like a transition to youth. But right now, like we're supposed to be like role models to the younger kids who just starting.
Yeah.
Because for that, you need to be like help whenever there's ready, and I do sound, so that's pretty much what I do for it.
So you're 11 years old and you work the sound booth?
Yes.
Wow. How many years have you done that? 3 years?
It depends because not too recently have I actually gone into their like schedule thing.
Yeah, but I
For
mean,
a
you've been doing
while,
it.
I have been doing it voluntarily.
And like the thing is you would have done the schedule, but we didn't know you were supposed to be on the schedule.
I didn't even know there was an option. I thought because I've always worked with someone, but not until like maybe a year or two ago, maybe 3. I actually started to actually be on the schedule, and that's a whole different thing because instead of being like, I can help today, like hey, can I help for things today? Which now people do that with me, like
they're asking you for help.
Yeah, like is the last not the Sunday, not Easter Sunday, but the last Sunday, I had a kid work with me.
Yeah.
And he basically, they don't really do much because they're there to learn.
Right.
Because I need someone to take my place for it.
And that's a sign of a leader, because a leader always trains up their replacement whenever they go to the next level, right? So it's not like you're going backwards. It's not like, oh my gosh, I worked so hard to become and work the soundboard, but you're actually now training up your replacement and you're moving on to something even greater.
Yeah, and recently, I've had more reasons why this is actually good for me.
Yes.
For the next level.
Hey, tell us where you're tuning in from. I see we got some. Where you guys come from? Honduras. Praise God. So anyways, that's amazing. So then you did Arise, which is a great program, and you do the Bible reading plan, which you've read. I think you have to read through the Bible in 1 year.
And like 100-something scriptures
120
every
scriptures.
Year. And I've been doing it for like how many years by now?
You've been doing it for a while now.
For a while, yes.
So he's read through the Bible many times. Now, do you prefer reading on paper, or do you like to do the audio Bible, or do you like to do some of on the app, or like if you're going to read your Bible, like because you do all of it. So what is your like go-to being a young person?
It depends on different things. Now, if you're in the morning and like you wake up early, like there's nobody awake yet.
Yeah.
And you want to like have a time to read.
Yes.
I would do an actual Bible, like a study Bible.
Gotcha.
And like and a good thing to do is like to just like flip to a random page, or like if God tells you to go to a page, and sometimes he'll give you a word for something.
Yeah.
But if you're reading it for, let's say you're in church and you want to either get something fast before the pastor moves on to the next thing, I'll do the app because you can like type it in really quick. And for trying to memorize it, like, and to like just to get it just to read it, because sometimes you can be really busy, and if you need to read a lot, because for the Bible reading plan, you need to read like so many chapters.
Yeah.
So I do the audio for that one. So 3 different things that each are good for each one.
Okay. So here we go, so it really depends on the time of day, the mood you're in, what you want to accomplish. One thing that's nice about having the Bible app is that you can take it everywhere with you in your pocket. I'll tell you another trick I've been using recently, and this is something you guys can use. On your phone, I got an app. It's called Copilot.
Now, that's actually should be built into the new Androids. Also, one thing to say before we get to that is, if you're preaching and you're like, and you need like whenever I did it, I would pretty much I'd always use the Bible app, because first of all, I can have that for notes, and I could just switch over. Boom, I have notes and Bible right next to each other. So what you're saying? So
mommy says the screen's a little blurry. Oh boy. Oh. Well, you know why? Because I'm coming to you from Riverside, which is actually uploading and recording at the same time.
So because this is going to be an actual episode?
Yeah, we're actually going to, since it's actually recording, and then it's going to be uploaded and then actually published. But we need to work on that, because I don't know if I need to do restream. Hey, yeah, we got Houston, Texas in the house. Yeah. Pittsburgh in the house. Tampa's in the house. So anyway, since I might switch it over to Restream because of the lag, and thanks for letting me know that, Christina, that it is, because this is, look, guys, we're all new to this stuff. Like I've been doing podcasting. I got 42 episodes on the 7K Revelation podcast, which you can pick it up on our YouTube channel, the Alfanos or Alfano Ministries. Just Google it, put the THE 7K Revelation podcast, and then literally anywhere you find a podcast, you can watch it.
And it's also on Spotify and on Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio,
Amazon Music.
Anywhere you can find it, it's available.
Yeah, and now this one is actually going to be on. I think it's going to be on all that as well once I upload it. So what I have to do is I record and then I upload. So if you're watching it live, I love it. It's a little blurry because you're floating in the river of God. Hey, that's right. Well, listen, as long as you can hear us, that's the main thing.
Yes.
Now, I don't want to stay on too much longer, but let's talk about this real quick. Go ahead.
Okay. And also maybe this series where we talk could be a more of a live stream one, because that's pretty much it's I think that'd be good for this.
As opposed to recording?
Yes, because this is more of like a conversation type thing.
Okay. Well, you know what? He knows better than I do. Yeah, so he studies this stuff. And now, so obviously, like when we start to travel and things like that, hey. So what are you saying, Christine? Italy. Oh, Italy's in the house? All right, check it out. Italy, whoop, whoop. We were just talking about Italy. So anyway, when we travel and we do things like that, obviously, like you're an entrepreneur. My son's an entrepreneur, and he likes to look up businesses and things like that. And when we were in London, he discovered that there's this whole world of clothing brands. Clothing brands, yeah. Like even like there's the guy that we met there, JD Vance, not the JD Vance. Like our JD Vance didn't get to visit the Pope. No, let's put it that way.
Yes. Yeah, but basically he had a clothing brand called More Lord London, yeah. And I've seen people at the church wear his hoodies. Like there's
really?
Yeah, I've seen someone there and I was like, well, I should get that. And he said, this guy called JD Vance.
Okay. Wow. So anyways, he discovered this, and so Gianni came up with his brand, which is called
Royal Locker.
The Royal Locker. Now originally he was going to call it the Royal Closet,
but because it's more of a more casual style, it's going to be called Royal Locker.
So it's Royal Locker, and he actually, if you go to his Instagram, which is under Gianni, what is your Instagram?
Gianni, check. But it's like Gianni.
It's like Gianni _Alfano. It's not Gianni as God. If you get that, delete it.
Oh, it's already banned because that was like a fake account. He didn't hack me. He's like made like an account.
They cloned you.
Yeah, I don't think he was trying to be me. But it's called no capitals, Mr. _Gianni _A.
Okay. Mr. _Gianni _A. And it has a really good looking guy in there with sunglasses on.
Looks like me.
It looks like him. And so on there, you'll get to see his clothing line. And what's the website? Do you know it?
Oh, yes. I can type into chat.
All right, while he's doing that, you don't need to turn the screen around there. I'll just slide
So
this way.
it is called Royal Locker.
I thought it was like something printly.
No, that's at the end. So it's Royal Locker store dot printful, like you're right.
ARINT.
Full. It's kind of hard to reach from here. And then .me. So I'm gonna type that in the chat. So if anybody,
you sure it's right?
It should be.
Okay, it'll pop up in a minute. Yes. So that's gonna be the link, and on there he has some amazing. Don't click on it.
Okay, we'll click on it.
We'll lose it.
No.
But anyways, you guys check that out. You don't have to do it right this second, but hey, go on there and check it out. Support a young entrepreneur. We're still working on some of the back end issues on it, as far as him actually getting paid.
We were supposed to do that today.
I know we got busy. We forgot. So tomorrow we got to call them, make sure he gets his paycheck. Mm-hmm. But on there you have mugs, you have hoodies, you have pants.
I have travel mugs. I have like dog leashes and stuff. So if you have a dog, you get a nice designer type dog leash.
Yeah.
With some polos, t-shirts, shorts, athletic shirts, like like Lululemon, like those athletic shirts.
Yeah.
And like whatever, and I try to add stuff to it because I have like a really small catalog, but I'm trying to grow it. So for now, what on the store is what I have. eventually, after a little bit, I'll do more updates on Instagram so I can keep you updated for new products that are going to come out. And who knows, maybe it'll be a big thing. And that's what I'm working on for right now. But I have a lot of big ideas for different things I could do and a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, it's important to be a dreamer. As an entrepreneur, you got to always be looking at, hey, what's the next big thing out there? Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna pop this in. This, you know what? I always say in life, it's better to give than it is to receive. And obviously, I posted up for our ministry because we are, funding this trip to Europe. And this year, we're going to be in a lot of countries, right, Gianni?
You put 2 A's.
I did?
Yeah, you don't want it to go to the wrong thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you keep talking.
Okay, so one thing that about my business is what I'd like to do, what is better, and everything from business to content creation for everything, I think is quality over quantity, especially in content creation. Because like the thing about like Mr. Beast, he's a big YouTuber. He only posts like once a month because he spends so much time making each video good. Now, if you're a shorts creator, quantity over quality is a little bit more better because you want people out there to get to your thing, your YouTube channel or Instagram. But for business, what I just saw today was the fact that whenever you have something that is more or has more, if you make it cheaper and more people would buy it, essentially is good. It's kind of true, but it's not really good for a total company because if you have a brand and you want to make sure that brand, you want loyal people on that brand, like think about Rolex. They don't sell a lot of them. Well, technically they do, but they don't sell them like crazy. They're like, okay, here it is, buy it, go. And there, you go there, you negotiate, you get on the list, wait for X amount of time, then they have it in the store, you go there, you buy it. And the difference is the fact that in that point, you know that you can trust them because they're a very loyal brand, even though they're expensive. But it makes Rolex know that they're loyal customers.
Yeah.
Which is very important.
That's very important. So I just popped up Gianni's cash tag. So he has Cash App, and I just felt like, hey, you know what? Let's bless Gianni. If you're out there and you want to send Gianni a little blessing, and the reason why is not just because he's such a good-looking guy and he's super smart and all that stuff. It's also because he's number one. He's a soul winner and he's a preacher. I mean, he goes out and everywhere we go. He has the opportunity to minister, which a lot of kids his age are scared to get in front of people and get a microphone and talk. You know what I mean? And he's not. And so we want to be a blessing to him too. It's, obviously you want to give to Alfano Ministries if you want to do stuff like that. But you know what?
If you want to support like my business or like even
just go to Royal Lock.
Just go to Royal Lock if you want to buy something.
Yeah.
Or just to support me growing my businesses. Or like eventually, you can go to the Cash App.
Yeah.
Even though it's not official link, you might have to type that in.
Yeah, and that's just a special gift for. That's not the official link. You just gotta go to.
You have to type in. That's the one thing. Whenever I did Instagram posts,
yeah,
I would I put in the links and like I was like, why is nobody clicking them? And then I talked to my grandma and she said, yeah, I saw your post. I clicked on it, it didn't work because they didn't know that you have to.
You have to actually type it in, yeah. Because like with Instagram, they don't allow you to put a link on there. So yeah, with that you'd have to go and do it. But it's just $Gianni Alfano 1. So if you're listening to the podcast and you don't have video, it's just Gianni $Gianni Alfano ALFANO the number 1. So anyways,
and also if you are same thing if you're listening to the podcast, you for the store website you'll go to ROYALLOCKERSTORE.PRINTFUL M-E.
So that's royallockerstore.printful.me, and that's, you can see all of his products.
Yes.
And so, but anyways, real quick update on this summer. You know, what we're looking at is we are here in Florida until around the 15th. On the 16th, we're heading down to West Palm Beach. We're gonna have like a nice dinner down there at a special event. We can't disclose where it's at right now, but it's gonna be huge, and it's gonna be really good. Yeah. And then from there, we're gonna go visit Pastor Corey over at the River West Palm. So all you River West Palm people, we love you, right? That's literally like one of my favorite. And I know it's one of Gianni's favorite river churches with Pastor Corey, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where, Gianni really, he grabbed a hold of the giving message. He got blessed by this Seiko watch he's got on. He's gotten blessed with a Morgan 300. He's got blessed with a Rolex. He just got blessed with another
Well,
watch.
I did get the Rolex there.
No, but I'm just saying in general.
Just in general.
But it's all because he's a giver. Gianni's always so, how many watches have he given? How much money is he giving? How many of your toys? Literally, he's giving away everything.
And even since recently, I've given like all of my stuff.
He's giving all his stuff away, and I gave the bed out from under me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hey, you know what? There's air mattresses, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, anyways, that's what we're doing. But anyways, after that, we're gonna head up north. We might go to Canada. Still working on that. I got to do some work on that. Meetings. If it's not now, it will be probably in August. But then we head to Europe, and so we're gonna fly in June 3rd to Copenhagen, and then we're gonna go straight down to Amsterdam for three days. Amsterdam over to Istanbul, Turkey. Which we know there's gonna be great food. Remember, they said we're gonna have kebab and all that stuff. Can't wait. That's why we're on a diet now. We're all on a diet. We need to lose like 40 pounds so we can go find some over there in Europe. And then from Istanbul, we're heading to Italy, southern Italy, northern Italy. And then from there, we're going to Hungary, which we're still working out some meeting dates in Hungary.
And then Norway.
Then we're flying up to Norway, to Trodenheim. I thought it was Jotunheim, but I think that's where
Yoda lives.
I thought Jotunheim was where Troy, what's his name?
Thor.
Thor's from Jotunheim, I think.
I think in the end game he moved to somewhere in Scotland for the actual movie.
For the actual movie, yeah, but it wasn't. But anyway, so we're gonna go to Trodenheim in Norway. I gotta just continue to touch base with the pastors up there. They're working on some meetings for us, and then we get a luxury 5-star trip. At the end that we earn through our amazing company, Valara. So if you're interested in a nice clean air, we have our air machines, water, laundry, nutritional products that we love. Amazing, amazing stuff. In fact, I'm doing some amazing deals, guys, on the old Air and Surface Pro because we're no longer selling them. So if you want one, I can't tell you the price. It's a secret. You have to literally inbox me and say, what can you sell me one for? I have a few left in inventory. That we're like on everything must go, right? Mm-hmm. Because we're trying to lighten our load here and not have like a huge, what do you call it, storage shed full.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll take a few things and then hopefully we'll be able to downsize our storage unit. So guys, if you need anything, give us a holler, right? Is there anything else you want to talk about before we go? Would you be willing to come back on again with me?
Oh, definitely, yes.
You liked it? You had fun?
Mm-hmm.
So this is me and his first, me and my boys' first podcast together. We had a lot of fun, and it's been 42 minutes. That's perfect time for a podcast. What else do you want to do? Should we pray for people? Want to do that real quick?
One thing I wanted to say is like a little story thing.
Okay, let's do a quick story.
Is that before he even had the idea for a podcast or like anything like that, I was gonna do a podcast about like teaching how to draw.
Yeah, he was.
I had everything. All I needed was a way to like publish it and like where I can publish it.
Yeah.
And then one day I was like, okay, I'm gonna do that. I figured all that out in like 2 days.
Yeah.
And then in that time, you made that podcast and like, yeah, I'm gonna do this podcast. Okay, yeah, totally didn't take it from you.
So in other words, I stole his idea for a podcast.
But it isn't the same podcast.
But it was different.
But still.
Because you had a camera and you had a drawing tablet.
Then you're like.
Yeah. And then you had the microphone, which I have this microphone here. You could probably have.
And also.
But we just switched mics. What do we got now?
And also for the computer that I have is perfect for that because it can look down, so I can show people my paper. So I might do that.
I bet you if we actually used your computer, it may not be blurry.
Yeah, probably not.
because we're using my old computer. So if we use his Apple computer, maybe we should try that.
Yeah, we could try that one day, but the thing is the accounts and
no, I'll just log into Riverside through your account. So we might be able to do that. We might be able to bring up his do it on his Apple computer.
And if you see a difference in quality, you will know that we're using a new one.
Yeah, and also we can always go live stream from a different platform. So I'm looking at Restream. Guys, if you have any ideas for us too, if you're like, hey, try this platform, try that platform, just shoot me a text.
Or for like if like we could, if you can comment on this live stream and like ideas for topics we can talk about in the next one. Like if you have any questions I can talk about in the next one.
Yeah, like cooking ideas
or like business questions or stuff, because you never know, like you can get advice from people who are still starting it. Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, so we're super excited, and I obviously you can see here that that this this whole move for us, what's exciting times. Obviously we could look at it and we can be like, oh, it's going to be sad and we're going to miss Florida, but we know we're coming back. We love Florida. It's always going to be a part of our blood. We love going to Disney. We like going to the beach. So it's just a temporary situation.
And after being here for 8 years now, if we move up north, it's going to be like the warm for them is going to be cold for us.
Yeah, we're going to be freezing. We're going to be freezing. But you know what? We're only going to be there for a little bit. We're going to shoot over to Europe for 2 months, and then we come back home, and then we're here in August and maybe back to Italy in September. We're looking to, hey guys, we want to go to Ireland mid-September. So, and then we have Brazil coming up, which should be nice down there, and then Central America. So look, I wouldn't mind going back to Guatemala and Honduras and places like that. As doors open, we're going to run through them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's just, you want to say a quick like blessing over to people?
Sure.
Yeah, go
Lord, I pray for everybody who's listening or watching this podcast, that they will be blessed and they'll keep getting blessed, and that they will have a great week, because this is the first day of the week, so that the rest of it will be very, very good, and even this year will be the best year of their lives. And Lord, I pray that everybody who is watching will be really happy, and they will have a great day tomorrow. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. And you know what? Remember, this is the Go Yee Podcast. Please share it. If you go to our YouTube channel, I think it's the Alfano's YouTube channel. You can go in there and hit like and subscribe. Mm-hmm. Hit the bell. Make sure you hit the bell so whenever we come on, you get a notification.
Mm-hmm. And every time we make a post or anything, you'll get a notification.
You get a notification, yeah. So there we are. Thank you guys so much for coming on, listening to us, and we'll see you again. So that's it. Marc and Gianni Alfano tuning out for tonight. Love y'all, and we'll see you soon. Given it shall be given unto you. I love it. All right.
Well, it's 99%.
This broadcast has been brought to you by friends and partners of Alfano Ministries International. Thank you for partnering with us today.